Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and if you hear something in the background, you do hear something because it is me getting a foot massager. I gave my wife one of those electronic foot massagers for her for Christmas, and I decided I would put it under my desk and do my show with it. So that's what you're hearing. Also, this morning I was taking out the trash, which I hate taking out the trash, and I pulled my lower back. So anybody out there that knows any kind of trick, my experience with pulling my lower back is that I have to go through 2 weeks to a month of just praying that it eventually goes away. If there's any tricks that I could learn that would make this go away faster, I have been swimming. Maybe that's the solution. Let me know. Now let's get this party started with link to, because they're doing this through for the next 48 hours. It's if you do $10,000 with your Uphold, if you buy $10,000 worth of private equity or more with your Uphold wallet, which you have to link to your wallet, you'll be able to get a free Ledger Stacks. So here's Ray Fuentes.
Appreciation to their household employees, essentially a year-end bonus. Link 2 is joining in on the festivities by offering all our members a free Ledger Stacks when they make an investment of $10,000 or more in any portfolio company when using their Uphold wallet. The promo is live right now and will end at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on December 27, 2022. Ledger's.
There you go. So, and actually, while I'm thinking about it, Link2 is one of my sponsors. Uphold is also one of my sponsors. And there will be links to in the top of the description of this video to both of them. Uphold is where I buy XRP when I'm buying. Now, this is a great tweet. Biggest scam of all time, U.S. Federal Reserve turns 109 years old. USD's purchasing power eroded more than 96% since it was created. This is why we need crypto. And I've seen this clip of Ron Paul going around. And you folks, this is worth everybody seeing because he told the truth for so long.
Mr. Speaker, the Federal Reserve is the culprit. It has delivered this crisis to us. The Federal Reserve's low interest rate policy is a big mistake. It is not a panacea. Artificially low interest rates are achieved by inflating the money supply. Low interest rates penalize the thrifty, and those who save are cheated. It promotes consumption and borrowing over savings and investing. Manipulating interest rates is an immoral act. It is economically destructive. The policy of artificially low interest rates caused our problems and therefore cannot be the solution. The market rate of interest is crucial information for the smooth operation of the economy. A central bank setting interest rates is price fixing and is a form of central economic planning. Price fixing is a tool of socialists and destroys production. Central bankers, politicians, and bureaucrats can't know what the proper rate should be. They lack the knowledge and are deceived by their own aggrandizement. Manipulating the money supply and interest rates rejects all the principles of the free market.
Exactly.
Ironically, free markets and sound money generates low rates, but unlike the artificially low rates orchestrated by the Fed, this information conveyed is beneficial to investors and savers. The Congress, by conceding this authority, conveys extraordinary economic powers to the elite few. This is a power that has been abused throughout history. Only the Federal Reserve can inflate the currency, creating new money and credit out of thin air, in secrecy, without oversight or supervision. Inflation facilitates deficits, needless wars, and excessive welfare spending. Debasing a currency is counterfeiting. It steals value from every dollar earned or saved.
I won't play any more of that, but I think you get the picture. And folks, it's not just the Federal Reserve, it's their cohorts. Every time, I mean, think about how CNBC covers the Fed. They cover it like it's like they're reading from the Bible. Who is it? Steve Leisman. He's one of the worst. He literally, it's like the Federal Reserve is his religion, and these people worship these people, and they build monuments to themselves. They gave Ben Bernanke a Pulitzer Prize not too long ago. It is disgusting. All it is like he said, it's market manipulation. It gives insiders, a few insiders who have all the information on what's going to happen. It gives them an advantage. A free market is just that, a free market, not a market where certain people know what's going to be done. And that's the problem, and that's why it was rigged. That's why they all secretly went on train cars down to Jekyll Island and planned it, and then sent it off to Congress to act like it was Congress's idea when it wasn't. It was planned by a handful of the richest families in the world, and that's the fact, Jack. Now, Craig Wright has officially been activated, folks. The anti-XRP people are coming out of the woodwork. We got Vitalik Buterin, we got Charles Hoskinson, now we've got Craig Wright. You name it, they're coming out of the woodwork, and I'll tell you why I think that is here in a second. But Stefan Huber, first of all, Craig Wright had tweeted this out. So 2023 goal, academic analysis of XRP to a publication standard. This will be freely issued to the SEC. Basically, we show how dishonest the system is. Enjoy what is coming. This will stop the continuous XRP scams. And unfortunately for Craig Wright, apparently he hasn't been following the SEC lawsuit. His little book report is not going to make much difference when since this case is almost over. And that's what Stefan says. Good luck with that. One of the most powerful agencies in the world with unlimited resources investigated for half a decade and didn't even find a single case of misrepresentation. They didn't even try to file for an injunction, and you think you will bring it down? The arrogance is at the center of this guy. Now, Anderzel had tweeted this. He says, a lot of hate is directed towards XRP right now, even by leaders of other projects. Just now we had Craig Wright attacking XRP and a threat against David Schwartz. We also had the Hoskinson meltdown and Vitalik calling XRP completely crazy. He's got the screenshots right here, okay? And I was going to make a point with that. And this is my theory, folks, reading between the lines. If you piece together what Hoskinson was saying, it feels like they've heard whispers that XRP gets clarity while the rest of digital assets are left in purgatory with targets on their backs. Just a theory, but this would explain the ferocious attacks as of late. Now, I'll play you a clip of what Hoskinson had said, and I think the answer to all this is in this clip. Listen to this.
And it's brutal and vicious and a lot of hard feelings, and sometimes people win, sometimes people don't. I've heard rumors that the Ripple case will be settled December 15th, and we'll just see. And that could have catastrophic implications for the industry, one way or the other.
Okay, now he used the word settled there. A different time he was talking about a judge's decision. But the part that's important is that he in his mind, a Ripple settlement, what could possibly be the rumors he's hearing about a Ripple settlement or a judgment that would be catastrophic for the industry? Well, what would be catastrophic and at the same time make him and others want to attack Ripple and XRP? Well, that would be if XRP is getting clarity and they're hearing those kind of whispers, and that the rest of the industry is going to be left out in the cold as potential SEC targets. That would piss him off. That would piss Craig Wright off and Vitalik Buterin, and they would not like it. Okay? That's just my theory. Now, David Schwartz had commented on what Craig Wright's been saying. He says, notice how it's Calvin and Craig who made this about XRP, not me. Craig launched into attacks on XRP, XRP Ledger, and me personally. Calvin in the tweet above also tried to make it about me, but another play in their playbook is to accuse everyone else of what they are guilty of. Yes, I've been saying this for a few years now, because I've been in this since 2013, and I have seen it from that time until now. Watched it for years. Crypto pundits, media, founders, trolls, scammers, fraudsters point at Ripple and XRP and accuse them of everything we have eventually witnessed them all being guilty of. It's a playbook. Ripple's transparency has been used against it. And this is from Karl Marx. Accuse your enemy of what you are doing as you are doing it to create confusion. This is what we have seen. It's used in politics, and we've seen it. I've seen it for years now. Ripple, part of what they've always hated about Ripple is that Ripple's showing you. They're putting out quarterly reports. Remember Brad Garlinghouse and Joseph Lubin on stage? Joseph Lubin's pointing at him and he's saying, well, haven't y'all sold a lot of your XRP? And Brad Garlinghouse says, yeah, and we show it. How much of the Ethereum have you sold, Joe? And all of a sudden he says, no, we can't be. He says, well, we're transparent. What did he call it? We believe in internal transparency, whatever that means. That means no transparency is what that means. Okay, and then there's this. I asked Craig Wright. I said, what are your thoughts on this? And remember, this is the video clip where the Homeland Security agent said that, she said that Homeland Security met with the 4 Satoshis, very specific. So I said, hey, because this guy says he's Satoshi and he knows everything. He's about as arrogant as they come. I said, hey, Craig Wright, what are your thoughts on this? Well, he and no other Bitcoin maxi or otherwise has ever responded to that video because they can't. And I said, here, this is the one that none of them, not the most arrogant of crypto pundits, will address. This massive whale elephant in the room, it blows up the entire narrative. You'd think they'd be beating the doors down at Homeland, demanding answers, unless they already know. See, I think there's at least 100 to 1,000 or two people in crypto, some of the biggest players who have always known who Satoshi Nakamoto or who the 4 Satoshi Nakamotos are. That's why none of them will comment on that video. Now, against the backdrop of all this FUD and the Craig Wrights talking bad about XRP, I think there's no greater reminder than my favorite video that's ever been produced since I got in this. It's worthy of, you ought to watch this 10 times to understand what we know that they want to pretend they don't know.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.
That video never gets old. I wanted to finish with this. Fred Rispoli was commenting on how the SEC was wanting to seal all the Hinman documents. He says, no surprise the SEC wants to keep the Hinman emails docs redacted. At this point, given Jay Torres' rulings to date, including her position that the emails are likely only relevant for impeachment, I predict she probably rules to keep them redacted. Sad, but not unreasonable. I hope he's wrong here. It would be sickening if Ripple was not able to use those emails of what I believe is nefarious activity by a government agency to win their case or to force a settlement. To me, that's unacceptable. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for information purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that my foot massage is over. It ended just